Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. Today we are taking a look at another of these new Dino Rival attack packs, and it is the Dracorex, and this is the one that I was looking forward to the most out of this new first wave of attack pack figures. Of course, the Protoceratops being second, but this one is just so super cool, and one that I was really looking forward to, really excited about, and I absolutely cannot wait to get this out of the package. So let's go ahead and do that now. So again, here's the card that you get with the Dracorex figure, a nice, very cool looking picture of it there, and of course some of the stats that you get, and once again Dino Rivals and Jurassic World logos on the back. So very, very cool. I absolutely love these cards. And here is the Dracorex itself, and I must say that this thing is just beautiful. I absolutely love this figure at first glance. It is really incredible looking. The overall paint scheme is just so catchy and so appealing to the eye that I just cannot help but love it. And I also love the fact simply that we got a Dracorex, because I don't believe we had one previously. If we did, I do not remember it, but it's absolutely very, very cool to finally get one. And overall, this thing just looks fantastic, and I cannot wait any longer to take a closer look at it, so let's do that now. So, starting up here with the head sculpt. The head sculpt is fantastic. I can definitely say that with complete confidence. There is just incredible amounts of detail all over the place on this, and it really, really looks nice. And you can see the eye is really painted beautifully. It's very nice yellowish color, and has a nice gloss over it to make it really pop, make it look very alive. I like the dark coloration with those dark brown stripes that we kind of have around the eye, because that also helps to make the eye pop a little bit. For some reason, mine here kind of has like a paint chip on the actual beak, and or they just applied some of this other brown coloration to the beak, and I don't know why. I'm sure it wasn't done on purpose, but I'm not really sure what that's about. But regardless, it still looks really, really beautiful, and you can just see as I turn it, you can get a good idea of all the incredible sculpt work and beautiful detail that is in the Dracorex, and it really looks beautiful. That beak in general just looks so nice, and I love that sculpting of the nostrils there. Everything, even the detail around the eye, looks really, really good. Definitely dig this head sculpt. It's nice to see that they painted all these horns here up on the head, the little spikes, but it's upsetting that they, of course, stopped and didn't paint these others in the front. But at the same time, that I'm kind of used to them doing that, because they consistently kind of skimp out on paint here and there on their figures. I think that it does still look pretty cool, because it sort of gives the head a little variation as far as the coloration of those spikes and horns go. So it does still look quite cool, even if they did skimp out in that general area as far as the paint goes. Again, on the underside, there is just like an unreasonable amount of paint chips or small amounts of paint that has been applied that I don't think was done on purpose with this brown, specifically in the beak. That's a pretty rough area. That's a significant chip of paint taken out there. So I'm not sure what the story is on that, and it's probably going to have to lead me to buy another one of these. But honestly, I'm probably going to buy another one anyway, because with how nice this looks, I would really like to give it a repaint, so I'm probably going to end up rebuying one regardless, and maybe the other one will look a little nicer than this, and I'll end up repainting this guy. As we start to come down the back here of the neck, you can see that there are still some more spikes, little spikes and osteoderms, and all sorts of detail and sculpt work that is all over the place on the back of the neck, and then around here to the front, very nice detail, even to the underside of the throat. It looks very, very good. The arms overall are sculpted very, very nicely. The hand detail looks good as well. Of course, there is no nail paint at all, but it still does look really good. We keep going back the length of the body. More of those little bumps all over the body. And then we come down here. You can see some more very nice detail for the overall side of the skin here and the stomach region. And then come back here into the leg. We get some more very nice detailing, and that beautiful like brown orangish type color, and then some more of those stripes. Kind of gives it like a tiger stripe type of a look, and I really think it looks quite cool. And then we come down to a very, very white pale leg, but overall the foot looks beautiful, very, very nicely sculpted. Nails, again, same coloration as the rest of the body, but they do look very good. You can even see on the further leg there, they've got the nice dew claw sculpted out as well. You can also take notice to some very nice musculature in the leg itself. And then we come back up into the tail, and the tail looks very good as well. Sculpt work looks beautiful, and the overall coloration just looks fantastic on this. I definitely really highly dig the coloration of this figure. Same goes for this side, again, very nice looking. And then we come down here into the neck, beautiful detailing down there as well. Arms look just as nice on this side as well. And then that stomach detail that I had talked about previously. We lead back here to the leg, again, that orange type of a brownish coloration. And then we come down into the foot. That also looks very good. And honestly, I don't really think that the feet are oversized on this, which is also very cool, because some of the previous releases, like the Velociraptors, had unreasonably large feet, and this doesn't look like that to me. It looks like, as far as proportions go, they did a much better job on this with the size of the feet. And it's very cool, actually, if you look here, that you even get the coloration on the underside of the tail. That's something they don't do very often as far as these figures go, and it looks so cool. The overall coloration of this is basically this brownish type of a orangey kind of a color, and it's actually a slightly different shade on the head than it is for the rest of the body. But then it gets to this slightly lighter version, and then we run back the length of the body until we get to the hip region, and then we start with those dark brown stripes that run the length of the tail, and it actually goes from this lighter coloration to a darker brown orange type color on the tail, and then again on the leg has that slightly darker variation as well with a little bit of the brown stripes. So the coloration is really beautiful, and I'm really quite intrigued to see the next one, the ONATV set, because the Dracorex in that set also looks to have really beautiful coloration on it. So I'm excited to have quite a few of these Dracorex figures. And for anybody interested, there is the Jurassic Facts code if you would like to add it to your collection. As far as the articulation of it goes, you can see that the head can go up and down. The whole head can actually swivel, which is really cool. I don't remember them actually having this before, but it may have. I may just not be too familiar with that little area of articulation. It appears to have articulation here for this whole neck to move, but honestly, it is very tight. I can't really... Oh, there we go. I was just going to say I'm going to try to force it, and hopefully it doesn't break. So it finally went, and you can see that it definitely makes for some very cool posability with this figure. We run up. We can make the neck go up pretty high. Make him look now he's curious about something up in the trees, or down really low. So I really love the articulation of the neck on this figure. It looks super cool. And again, the arms are articulated. The legs are also articulated. They're a little stiff as I haven't really moved them around. And the tail is, of course, on a swivel like a lot of them are. So that is also quite awesome. As far as articulation goes, I feel like this one has a little bit more articulation than a lot of the Attack Pack figures do. So that is really cool as well. It definitely makes for some very cool posability with this figure. As far as the size goes, we go from the tail to the head. You are looking at almost about 6.5 inches. And if we look in centimeters, we're looking at about 16.5 centimeters. If we go from the highest point of the figure, at this point it's probably the tail. So let's stand him up a little bit more compared to the pose that he was probably meant to be in. There we go. Now we got the head up. So we're looking at about 3.5 inches or about 9 centimeters in height. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex, and this poor little Dracorex better take off very quickly because that Rex is quite easily able to just take a chomp right out of his head, and we don't want that to happen. But taking a look at the two together, you can get a pretty good idea of the size of the Dracorex. Honestly, I think this Dracorex is an absolutely perfect size and really looks quite beautiful. So I am not going to lie to you guys, this Dracorex is easily my favorite Attack Pack figure in general that we have got at all. Like within the first couple of waves and this wave as well. I really like it. Something about it is just super appealing. The sculpt overall is incredible. There is just an insanely large amount of detail in it, and that paint scheme is super attractive to the eye. It really looks very nice. At the same time that it looks like a potentially real, very natural coloration, it is also very striking and something that I can definitely appreciate when it comes to the way they've applied it. It looks very natural, it looks very real, and overall it just looks fantastic. They've also added in lots of those little black spots basically all over the place, just for a little variation in color, again to make it just look a little bit better than just having a plain coloration, and I really like that as well. So everything about this Dracorex, in my opinion, is just fantastic. I am in love with this figure. This is definitely an awesome Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom figure, and a 110% recommendation from me. So go ahead and head to your local Walmart if you are interested in finding one, or Target. They should be showing up there as well. And these things should be pretty easy to find, because as I said in a previous review, as far as the cases of these things go, when Walmart receives the cases, they get 2 of these guys and 2 of the Delta, but only 1 Rhamphorhynchus and 1 Protoceratops. So it's easier probably for you guys to get a hold of this one than the other 2, the Rhamphorhynchus and Protoceratops. So hopefully you can go ahead and acquire one, because it is an absolute beauty of a figure. And please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.